this is Jody from Puppywinkle, and today we're going to be making one of these sweet little folios. I have a free printable for it, and I'll leave a link to that. But it's so fun for gifting. If you want to give somebody a gift, you can put it in here, put the gift card in here, and there's space for a little note. It would be good for if you make junk journals for people. It would be a great way to include fun ways for them to add to their junk journals. You could leave them little things to put in and use in their junk journals. There's a little envelope with a space for a note in there. Tickets, all sorts of fun things they can add. Journaling cards. And you can even leave them little stickers and ephemera. Another little envelope. So it would be great to include with any craft projects you're sending out. It'd also be great if you had, say you had a grandchild that you wanted to send a journal to, and then you could add some notes and places for them to write their notes and some stickers for their journal. Could also use it if you do pen paling and wanted to send your pen pal some goodies. And a care package, if you're sending a care package to somebody, you could put notes in there and encouraging words. So anyway, let's get to it. So the makeup of the folio is like this. This is the main piece, and that's cut out of cardstock. And then, if you can see, inside of it are the decorative papers, and they're slightly smaller. Each piece of the folio has a corresponding decorative paper. So this is what the folio template looks like, the printable, and that's for free, and I'll put a link to where you can get that. And there's also a blog post that has all these instruction kind of things on it. So I'll put a link to that too. And so anyway, the folio you want to print on something kind of sturdy like cardstock, and that's that part. And then we have the two fold outs, which are here and here. We have the pocket, which is here, which you can use or not, and then I had some space, so I just made some journaling cards too. So that's all that it is. It seems a little complicated, but it's actually very simple. And then we have the decorative paper part, and we need to print two of those because we have a front side of everything and a back side. So each piece needs two decorations, right? Front and a back for each decoration. Before you cut out your folio, you want to think about what you're going to use for the decorative papers. So I chose to use this for the decorative papers, which is part of a printable I'm working on. And then you want to find a background for your folio that's going to look nice with that. And you want it to be colored on both sides. So some kind of cardstock that's colored on both sides, and that kind of coordinates. And what I decided to use was one of my favorite things, which is an old manila folder, because I'm a bookkeeper and I have a ton of them. So I'm going to cut this file folder into 8.5 by 11, that size, because that's what's going to fit through my printer. And then I'm going to cut it in half because I only need one of them, and that gives the folder gives me two. And then I'm going to print on that. I printed the folio template onto it, and so I'm just going to cut these pieces out, and let's get to it. Here are my pieces all cut out. We have the main template, and we have two journaling cards. I'm going to set them aside because you can figure out what to do with them on your own. And I'm gonna put that pocket aside too, because I don't want to complicate issues. So all we really have is the main template and then the center fold outs. So that's this, the main template, and then the center fold outs. So we're gonna put that together. A couple of these things need to be scored and folded. So you want to fold around here, and you want to fold on the edge of this and then the edge of this. The way I like to do it is I have this great ruler, got it at Target, and it's very sharp. This tiny little metal piece is very thin, and the cork doesn't go all the way to the edge. So it's a nice sharp thing. And so what could you use if you don't have, I mean, any ruler will work. And I just line it up, and then I just use it to crease. Just like that. So yeah, any ruler. If you have a bone folder at this point, you could use your bone folder. Well, that took forever to find. You can use your bone folder to just kind of seal that up, you know, make it really a good fold. So I'm just going to do that here, 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 and here. And a good way to do the little flap edge is you put your ruler just, I don't know, a quarter of an inch away maybe, enough to put just a little line of glue. That's the whole point of the fold. You just put it down like that, and then pick up the card and fold like that. And that gets you a good fold. If you want to ink the edges like I did here, now would be a good time to do that. I'm not going to do that today, but I'm just going to go right to the gluing. So I love this glue. It's got a fat tip. It has a fat tip for big pieces, and it has this little skinny tip, and it lasts forever. This is like my favorite. So anyway, run that down. In fact, I've had this, I guess they still make it. I'll put a link. I've had this for so long. And then, let's see, you just want to line it up so everything can close easily. So there's that one. And so it's even up and down. And then here's this one. And I don't know if I need to, but I'm just going to stick a paper clip along the edges there, so it will stay glued. Okay, so while we're waiting for this to dry, we can work on the decorative papers. You just get whatever you're going to use, and on the back you print the printable so you know where to cut it out, and you want to do 2. And so here's one of them all cut out. And again, I'm going to take away the journaling cards, the covers for those, because you know, you can work on those on your own. This is just about the construction. And I'm going to take the pocket away too for now. And let's see. I think it's ready. It hasn't been in there very long. So we're going to want to work on the outside first, because we want to attach these with brads, and when you attach them with brads, they come through on the other side, and you want to cover that up. So we're going to do the outside first and put the brads in before we do anything in the center. So flip it over. This is the outside. And there's one piece with no rounded corners. That'll go here in the center. And a big piece with a rounded corner goes there. And then this one, the folio side flap, that goes here, and then that leaves these for the inside, so we can do those later. And then we have the top and the bottom, for here. Those are both the same size. So here we are. All of the outside pieces are on. I did decide to ink around the edges because I happen to have, I put a little blue. I happen to have an ink that, that matched. So I did ink around the edges before I put them on. And the only two pieces of the construction part that are left, that aren't pockets or journaling cards, are these. You could put those on. That's for the inside here and here. Or whatever, on this side, it's all the same. But anyway, you could put them on now. It doesn't matter because that's not going to interfere with our brad placement. So to do the brads, I like to use paint chips because they're free and pretty and nice and sturdy. I did glue a piece of cardstock onto the back of it. So we have 2 layers of thick cardstock, and I used this again. Actually, I used it for all of this. I used the fat tip. And that's, I think that's dry. And so I'm just going to take, I do have a hole punch. It's 5/8 of an inch. And you could just trace around a dime. That would also work. And so I'm going to make the circles right here. I'm going to make the closures. That's what I'm working on. Okay, so there we have those. I'm going to put a hole in the center. Oh, I think I'll use, this guy. Center-ish. Doing my best for that. Pretty good. And then here. Not really, center-ish. So I'm going to mark where I want these to be. Kind of in the center. Here and here. And then I'll put holes through that. And now I'm just going to take my brads and put them through to hold that in place. And same on the other side. So now I'm just going to take a piece of twine that's about 9-10 inches, which is probably plenty. We'll see. I always estimate up. And we're just going to slip it under the circle and tie it in a couple knots so it stays tight. And then I'm just going to trim that edge off so it's purty. And then you have your closure. And so we can work on the rest. This is the reason we wanted to keep these undecorated, so we can cover up those ugly little thingies. And we'll just put the rest on because we made 2 pages of the decorative papers. And so now we have 2 pages for everything, a second page to do everything on the inside. And so you just glue them all on, same way. So here it is, all finished. I put all the decorative papers on all the little pieces. And I put a pocket here, and that's ready to fill with any little fun stuff you have. So that's how I make it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment and I'll get right back to you. And thanks so much for watching. If you like it, give me a thumbs up and follow my channel. That would be great. And see you next time.